Hi guys. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is trying to create a skyline. So the idea for this project is that we're going to be making something that will be a skyline so that we can fly over it. And what I would like for you to do is to do at least two, if not three buildings, so that way we can watercolor paint them later on. And so I just have plain paper and I have one, two, and three. So what I want you to do is to do a combination of buildings that actually are something that you know. Like for instance, if you went to Barcelona and you love the city of Barcelona, then you might want to include La Pedrera. You might include, I don't know, a famous building. If it were New York, you might want to include Empire State Building or another building. If it's Ifran that you want to do, you might want to do the school or something. But I want it to look like a whole series of buildings that we're going to be putting on the back of something. So we will be grabbing a ruler. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of like lean this forward and hopefully it will work. Now, the idea for this project is that we're going to be doing it, eventually gluing it on a piece of paper. So let me just pause it for a second so I could show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so initially I was thinking of doing a paper that's this big. We're not, scratch that. We are gonna go with half of this paper. So you will be using half of a poster paper, and you want to also create the sky, right? You want stars, especially if it's the night. If you happen to do the day, but we're probably going for the night because the whole idea of Tar Beach is that it takes place in the night when they're having their get together, and then we're gonna be adding around it. So you're gonna cut the paper in half. So you figure that your buildings, it's almost the size of this, so you don't want to go as high as the paper. You actually rather do it this way. So you would be doing the paper landscape so that there will be enough space for a sky. So your tallest building should be no higher than half of the height of a paper, okay? So that being said, I'm gonna just go ahead and just do, let me just see if I can show you. I'm gonna go ahead and take my paper and I'm going to make a line over here. So let me see if I could put that so that you can see what exactly I'm doing. I'm gonna put a line over here. Oopsies, it's kind of hard to hold this. I'm not sure if you could see. Let me move the paper over here so that way you can see. Yeah, you can see. All right, so I'm gonna put a line over here. I don't want every building to be the same, so I'm gonna go ahead and do one that is a little wider, right? And this one is going to be a regular rectangle, but this one, I think I'm gonna go in the route of making this sort of like a dome, and maybe it could be a mosque, you know? I'm Muslim and I would want a mosque. If you're Christian, you might want a church, or even if you wanted to just promote diversity. So I'm just going ahead and I'm doing sort of like the domes. You see what I got so far? And over here, I would love to do something that looks like an arch, so it could be the door. And then I would like for these windows to be circular, like an oval, right? I can obviously create more doorways for this one because this one is the mosque. I can also, one of the great things about Morocco is that it has really beautiful doors, and the doors are not limited. I mean, they have like, some of them have, you know, leaves drawn on them. So you can actually get creative with this, or if you were to do like at house. Now this one is going to be an actual building. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do a whole bunch of little rectangles, small ones. Do you see what I'm doing? Small ones, so that what I can do is I can just make this into a building. So I want to actually think you can create three buildings, and you can make sure, like for instance, some of the buildings, like the Empire State has sort of like almost like an arrow, not an arrow, but like something that sticks out. So you don't have to go, you can even do graffiti in some of the buildings. So just so you know, graffiti is street art, which is like name tags. So you could even do that. You can even do a building that has graffiti or even has a mural, right? Because we're not limited to just this. So I actually might when I'm a little bit more focused, I might do a building that has a beautiful mural, because murals are something that are particularly important to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I'm gonna get another paper. And I'm going to put my mural to be this big. And I don't want it to be the same height as the other building. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw something here. And then what I'll do is I'll add it and make it look like bricks, right? Because um, bricks, well, most buildings are made with bricks of some sort. And so I'm just going ahead and continuing doing my windows here. Okay, and it's just a continuing process. I'll do like a small building over here, like maybe another, like with a double door panel. And so this building is pretty simple, but I think it looks great. Okay, so that's a pretty simple building, but this one, it looks a little bit more creative. I'm going with the theme that the doors in Morocco are a bit more expressive in terms of having designs around it. So I'm going with that idea with this one, and I'm going to make leaves on this door so that it looks beautiful. We can also even draw some trees that if we wanted to add some street trees or even some lampposts, we can even add that to our streets. Okay, if it's a mural, it could be of anything. Let's just keep it something that is not violent in nature. We want to keep something that is both creative and at the same time something that can easily be a place where people could feel like, whoa, I would love to go. If that were really a place, I would really love to go visit that place. So we want to be able to kind of make whoever is going to see our project to think of it as a place that they would really want to visit. That's important, you know. And not only that, something that speaks to us and our personality, something that speaks to our us as people, and something that just makes us feel like this reminds me of home, because home could be many things. Home could be Casablanca, home could be Mohammedia, Jadida, home could also be Ifran, home could be Fas. And so we're doing a combination of all these things just so that it can kind of make us feel like we're being transported to that place. I think I'm going to add another set of windows here, even though not all mosques have that many windows, but I'm doing that because I want it to look kind of cool. So I have 2 buildings going. I do want you to do 3. With this one, is going to take me a bit more time because what I'm planning to do is to do a mural. And even though I got a lot going, I have to kind of think and brainstorm, what does that look for me? What is that something that I want to do? I think I want to do, we could even, like, if we go to Casablanca, we can see, and Rabat, we can see all these beautiful murals of people, the Amazigh people, right? So that would be fantastic. If you take a photograph, or maybe you could have in your buildings, maybe one actual building, that maybe we could take a photograph and see how that looks. That would be nice. Just remember to be creative. This one's a little boring, but I think it still works. And when we watercolor paint it, I think it'll look much better. And then we can start working on our cityscape, and then hopefully us flying across it. Anyway, I hope this was informative. Have an awesome day. Bye.